guys, I hope you're well. So for today's video, I finally have a bit of a Nordstrom anniversary sale haul to share with you. If you watched my last video, I think for a lot of people, the sale experience has been a little bit frustrating. So I'm just like I'm actually a Nordstrom debit card holder, so I can shop kind of when the sale opens to all card members, which I think was this past Friday. So naturally, I just tend to wake up at like 3 or 4 a.m. I will like get up, get some water, go to the bathroom, whatever, and then go back to sleep. And so when I got up at 4, I placed several orders that I had already kind of curated based on my wish list. And of course, then I was so hyped up on adrenaline that I couldn't fall back to sleep for like a couple hours. And then of course I had to get up and go to work. So, but at the time it seemed worth it because I was able to get, I think, most of the items that I wanted, and at least the items that I really wanted. So if you saw my last video, I mentioned that I had ordered a couple things that had been canceled. And the two things I really wanted, they were 2 jackets, one from Free People and one from, let's see here, Cut from the Cloth. And I'd ordered those and it still had said like in process or whatever, and then I got the cancel notification, but if you have things on your wish list, you can get notified if they come back in stock. So I reordered those items that had been canceled and they are still showing as getting ready. So I'm not sure exactly what clothing items I will be getting aside from, I did purchase 1 pair of jeans from Wit and Wisdom. I purchased those in store on Sunday. So I'd been kind of interested in a pair of jeans, but I really wanted to try them on. And we also bought my husband just like a black hoodie. So I'm not going to try the jeans on for you now. I'm actually wearing a dress. But if I do end up getting kind of more clothing items, I will, do some try-ons or whatever. I'm not sure. I might place some more orders. It's kind of a crapshoot, like what you'll actually end up getting. But anyway, I did purchase that 1 pair of jeans in store, and then I also placed an order for a Hydro Flask water bottle that I picked up. So I placed the order in line for in-store pickup. And the reason I did that for the most part was because they had like get a $10 Nordstrom note if you did an in-store pickup, and this was like $25. I think it was like $10 off in the sale. And this is the Hydro Flask 24-ounce standard mouth water bottle. It's supposed to keep things cold for 24 hours, double wall vacuum insulation, and this is dishwasher safe. PPA and toxin-free stainless steel, all that good stuff. So it's interesting to me because it seems like every few years like there's a new kind of hip water bottle to carry. I remember when I was in college, it was Nalgene's, and then the Swell water bottles were really popular for a few years, and now it seems to be the Hydro Flasks. The reason why I liked this was because it has a handle to carry it. So I thought that would be useful. I do have a Swell, and it's just like the normal cap. And we do have some that we bought from Costco and stuff, but I don't know, I thought this was pretty. And I think, like I've mentioned, we are planning to go to Chicago at the end of September. I'm not entirely sure if that trip's going to happen, depending on, how the pandemonium, as some people call it, is going. But I thought this would be a nice kind of backpack size water bottle to take around. So anyway, I got that. And yeah, this is normally $35 and I got it for about $25 plus tax. So it's about $10 off. So that was one thing. And then I also ordered online some beauty items, and I feel like the traditional wisdom is to make sure to buy your beauty items early because once those are gone, they're gone. The clothing items can be kind of restocked based on returns, and I've heard that new inventory kind of opens up when the new tier the new group of people who can shop starts. And I think the sale opens to everyone on Wednesday the 26th, I believe. So you can keep that in mind. So last I checked, the items I'm going to show you are still in stock, which kind of surprised me because the items I'm about to show you, which you probably already know from the title of this video, is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk set. It seems like every kind of beauty YouTuber that I watch anyway was recommending it because I think it is quite a good deal. It surprised me, a lot of people were picking up the MAC sets, which I was kind of drawn to because I really liked the kind of Art Deco packaging on them, but MAC's quality is kind of hit or miss sometimes. And newer formulas have come onto the market as well, and I don't know that MAC has kind of kept a pace, if you will. But anyway, the Charlotte Tilbury set is still in stock, and that is one thing that I purchased like at 4 a.m. on Friday morning because I thought it would go out of stock. And I thought, you know, this was kind of my little beauty splurge treat to myself. A lot of the YouTubers that I do follow were saying that it's a great thing to pick up, but a lot of them already had all of these items, so I don't know if that was part of it, because Pillow Talk is obviously such a like ubiquitous Charlotte Tilbury line. But anyway, that is the box, and I'm just going to put the palette back because it kind of came a little dislodged. And it does have this little plastic film, like so. But it is a very nice presentation. Like, this is a hard kind of cardboard. It's not like a hard plastic. I don't know if I'll reuse this for anything or not, but if you were to pick this up as a gift, it does make a really nice presentation. Okay, so this retails for $135, and they say it is a $203 value. And I also wanted to draw your attention to a couple gifts with purchase, which I think makes it an even greater value. So with a $125 Charlotte Tilbury purchase, so you'll get that automatically if you buy this set, you can get a little 3-piece set. So this has a deluxe sample of the Walk of No Shame matte lipstick. That is what that little guy looks like. I don't have that particular color. So mini lipstick, and then you also get a sample of the Magic Cream. This is a 7 ml or 0.2 fluid ounce size. So little pot like that. And then finally you get the Magic Eye Rescue. And this is 3 ml or 0.1 ounces. So I don't think they could possibly give you a smaller little tub, but there it is. So if you're into Charlotte Tilbury skincare, you can get those. And then with a $175 purchase, you can get a full-size Pillow Talk Chic to Cheek Swish and Glow blush. And this is a $40 value by itself, so I bought some additional items to get up to the $175 threshold, and I knew that I wanted to do kind of a full face of Charlotte Tilbury, so I figured I might as well get some other items that I'll show you. So I didn't have this particular shade, and I figured since it is the Pillow Talk blush shade, I can, you know, do a whole Pillow Talk look here. So that is what the compact looks like, and that is the blush, nice kind of shimmery mauve pink. So I do have one of these. I have the, I forget what shade it's called. I don't want to go digging for it right now, but anyway, I did pick up one of those before. And then I went ahead and got the Lip Cheat in Iconic Nude. This is her lip liner. And I have, I think, Pillow Talk and Pillow Talk Medium or Intense, maybe? But everyone always talks about Iconic Nude, so I figured I might as well kind of pick that up to have in my collection. And then finally I got the Legendary Brows Micro Precision Tinted Brow Gel in the shade Taupe. So I do like a good brow gel. I don't typically use any kind of brow pencil. So I figured, again, doing a full face of Charlotte Tilbury. These are relatively new products that she came out with. So that is it for my kind of Nordstrom Charlotte Tilbury purchases. They did also include 5 just random gifts with purchase. So I think outside of the anniversary sale period, they allow you to pick the specific samples that you want, but I'm assuming that because they have such a high volume of sales, it's not practical to do that. So you can either pick, I think, 5 random women's samples or 5 random men's samples. So we got the Touche Éclat Le Tint by YSL. So 4 little shades there. We also got Terre d'Hermès. Am I saying that right? Eau de Toilette. I guess this is a women's fragrance. It looks more like a men's. But anyway, I got that. And then there is the L'Ombre de Merveille. I'm sorry, I'm butchering this. Also by Hermès. It says the deep radiance of a woody oriental fragrance, sensual and enveloping. So that looks like it is definitely a women's fragrance. That's an eau de parfum. And then we got a lot of fragrance samples. The Viktor & Rolf Flower Bomb Dew eau de parfum. And finally the Another 13 by Le Labo. So those are the samples, nothing too exciting. And then finally, there are some other new Charlotte Tilbury products I have to try because I did place an order from them back in, I don't even know when at this point, but this has just kind of all been gathering dust, if you will, for lack of a better word. So I have, these are actually from, I think, Nordstrom Rack or Haute Look, one of those. I got 2 shades of the Magic Away Liquid Concealer because this was on sale. I got the shades 1 Fair and 2 Fair, so hopefully one of those will work. Let's see, there's the Light Wonder Dream Skin Foundation. This is a sample card. I don't think this would be enough to do a whole face with, obviously. I did actually have this foundation once upon a time. I'm guessing I had the shade 1 Fair. But I think it was actually still too dark for me, so I decluttered it. So I don't have a Charlotte Tilbury like foundation to share with you. I did see recently that she was doing a free full size of her like full coverage matte foundation. I forget what it's called. But anyway, that was a gift with purchase if you spent, I think, like $95. But the description of the foundation didn't sound like I would like it, so I skipped out on that. I have a sample of the Wonder Glow Primer, but I think I'm going to use the Flawless Filter in the shade 1 Fair as my kind of primer. This is a sample card of the Flawless Filter, by the way. Some samples of the Liquid Concealer. I think I just like put together all my Charlotte Tilbury samples. Yeah, it looks like I purchased this mid-October is when I placed my Charlotte Tilbury order, so this has been in the works for a while. Another sample of the Liquid Concealer, and this is the Scent of a Dream by Charlotte Tilbury. She just does these little like peel-off type fragrance samples. The Magic Serum. I'm not really too into her skincare, to be honest. The Collagen Lip Bath. I did actually get a full size of this as a gift with purchase when I placed this order, I think. So this is in the shade, what shade are you? Peachy Plump. So I'm not sure if I'll be wearing this today. We might try it on top of the lipstick. This was in the shade Refresh Rose. And then I have a sample here of her various lipsticks. I bought another one of her eyes to mesmerize. This is in the shade Oyster Pearl, which I think used to be called Marie Antoinette. I have the Jean shade, I think it is, which, to be honest, I'm not I'm not a huge fan of that product, but I still bought the oyster shade for whatever reason. I'm just kind of picky when it comes to cream eye products in general because the eyeshadows tend to crease on me. But I got that. And then it looks like we have some more samples. We have the Magic Night Cream, which is a 5 ml or 0.16 fluid ounce size. So there's that. The Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Glow Primer. I don't know if I could layer this with the Hollywood Flawless Filter. But anyway, a little tube of that. 7 ml or 0.2 ounces. There is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade 3 Dark. You know, I think I might have gotten this from Sephora a while back. This is like the Micro Mini. I actually have a post on my Instagram of like this like deluxe sample, the travel size, and the full size of the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. So if you're curious about the difference, I think I might have gotten this to maybe use as like a bronzer if I wanted to, but I do have the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. And then let's see, I got 2 palettes. I think one of these might have been a gift with purchase. I got the Copper Charge Luxury palette, which I think I saw on sale not too long ago. So I think this is meant to enhance blue eyes, so I thought that was a really pretty little quad there. And then I also have the Pillow Talk Luxury Palette of Pops. And I normally like to have at least one matte shade in a palette, but again, I think this was a gift with purchase. Oh, and then the very last thing here, I think this was a relatively new product at the time I ordered it. This is the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes Instant Volume, Length, and 24-Hour Effect Mascara. There is a full size of this in the box, so I'm not sure which I'll use, if I'll use the travel or if I'll use the full size. But let's talk about what is in this set. We have the Pillow Talk Instant Eye Palette. I haven't gotten any of her kind of larger palettes like this. The plastic feels a little cheap. I always like the kind of Art Deco styling of her products, but you know, plastic does feel a little cheap. There is a nice big mirror there. And then for each of the little trios, there's 4. There's a Prime, Enhance, and Smoke. Yeah, Prime, Enhance, and Smoke. Kind of 1, 2, 3 instructions. And then there's a day look, a desk look, a date look, and a dream look. So I'm not sure exactly which of these I will use. To be honest, I kind of like the day look because it has some shimmers in there. It looks like the desk and the date are fully matte. My husband and I are going out to dinner tonight, but I might just kind of combine the shades. Like, there's nothing that says that you have to kind of follow her instructions. Yeah, on the back it says 4 buildable magical Pillow Talk eye looks, and then the 1, 2, 3. So there's the palette. And then we also have the Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wand in the shade Pillow Talk. So I do have one of her highlighters like this already, and that is in the shade Spotlight. So I'll do a little comparison there. And then next up we have the Pillow Talk lipstick, like so. I guess this doesn't have, it's not a lip liner, it's an eyeliner. Yeah, okay. Well, I do have the Pillow Talk lip liner, so I'll be using that. And then, gosh, they make this really hard to get out. Okay, so that is the eyeliner I'll be using. And then finally the mascara. So I'm really hoping this doesn't smudge on me. Like I said, we are going out to dinner and it's July, so hopefully it cooperates. All right, so let's start with the Hollywood Flawless Filter. Like I said, this is the shade 1 Fair. And it's been a while since I used this. I'm just gonna use this kind of all over. Oops. I am interested in trying the Auric product that a lot of people have been comparing the Charlotte Tilbury to, especially since she's come out with a like a lighter light version. So I am pretty fair. I also swatched the Charlotte Tilbury like the Instant Look in a palette, not the one in the Nordstrom sale, but the ones that came out with the face powders not too long ago. I did buy this Stoned Rose one, was it in the Sephora VIB sale? And I like it. I actually did a comparison with the kind of Milani equivalent that they launched. But I do like having the powder in the little palette because that just makes it that much more like user-friendly or travel-friendly. And I was worried that because I used the shade 1 Fair in the Charlotte Tilbury powder, that it wouldn't be light enough for me, just based on reviews and all that, swatches. But I did swatch it in store at Sephora, and I think I might actually be able to use it, so I don't know. I might pick that up. Like I said, we are planning on going on a trip, which always ends up meaning that I buy things for the trip that I'm excited to use. Okay, so I just applied the Charlotte Tilbury Corrector in the shade 1 Fair, which is kind of my go-to corrector of late. So I guess I don't know if I'd call this a holy grail, like I really like it. I used to use the Tarte one for a long time. I don't like the new NARS one as much. I've used like the Giorgio Armani Master Correct. Those are the ones that kind of stand out. Okay, so let's apply some foundation. So like I said, I don't have a Charlotte Tilbury foundation anymore, so I'm just gonna use the Tarte Hydra Flex, which is a nice kind of lightweight, kind of transfer resistant foundation that I think matches me pretty well. And I usually just apply this with my fingers. Thinking of what I have, I might be able to get away with only using Charlotte Tilbury products for everything else. I don't think I have any Charlotte Tilbury brushes, but I don't know that her brushes are really kind of said to be that great anyway. I take it back actually. I don't know if she has an eye primer, but I always use one, so I will probably use my Fenty primer. Let's do the brows. Okay, so like I said, this is the Legendary Brows in Taupe. Oh, for some reason I thought this might be the case. You can see the tube, the shorter end is what has the product and the longer end is the little brush. And I don't know if it's because like 75+% of products, the shorter end is the brush head, but you know, I pulled this out expecting this to be holding the brush and this to be the product, but alas, that is not the case. So I'm going to brush through my brows really quickly because this little tiny brush, I'm not sure I'm not sure how well it'll be able to kind of comb through these if they're all kind of all over. This is a very fine, light product, it seems. I do need to, I think, trim my brow hairs. So if for whatever reason you think some other brow gels kind of goop up your brows, or you have a hard time just getting the right amount of product, like they always come out with too much, you might really like this. I'm not sure how the hold or anything will be. Okay, so I'll just quickly compare 3 different brush heads for you. So we have the Charlotte Tilbury, the Benefit Gimme Brow, the Kosas Air Brow, and the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel. So the other three all have kind of like triangular shaped brush heads. All right, so hopefully you can see they're kind of lined up from small to large. The smallest one is the Charlotte Tilbury and the largest one is the Anastasia. I'm not positive the Benefit Gimme Brow is full size, but even when you get a sample size product, the brush head is usually the same size. So the Benefit is in the shade 1, which I don't remember what the description of that is, but everything else is taupe. And it is difficult to even get product out from the Charlotte Tilbury to swatch. Okay, so starting from like my thumb, I think that's the Anastasia, the Kosas, the Benefit, and the Charlotte Tilbury. So hopefully you can see the difference in tone there. Okay, so brows are done. I think it's time for concealer next. So like I said, I have 2 shades of the Magic Away Liquid Concealer. I remember Shelly from Geek Out of Water really liking this product. So we'll see which one of these suits me the best. So these have they have like a little window where you can see the color or the product, and they have that little like poof ball applicator, I think people call it. Okay, so this is shade 1. I think I can see like something going up inside as I'm twisting it. Okay, product is definitely coming out now. Okay, so that is shade 1. Seems to be on the thicker side. And then shade 2. I don't know what's more annoying, the twisting to get the product to come up or the like ones that you have to click. I think one's gonna be the way, the way to go. Trying not to like over dispense the product. And this, I mean, it seems very like kind of malleable, if that's the right word. Like it, I don't know. I'd be worried if I kind of was too aggressive with it, it would come off. All right, and you really have to like click that back. That is shade 1 and 2 next to each other. Quite a difference, I would say. And I think 1 is going to be my color, even though it is kind of the height of summer right now. I have been pretty good about sunscreen lately, and I burn anyway, so I try not to like get too much direct sun. Okay. I don't know what I think about this style of applicator. I think if you really wanted to, you could take off the little poof ball at the end. And I'm guessing that you really have to click it so that it helps it from like drying out, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'll mix in a little bit of 2. This is quite thick. Okay, I think I will wet my beauty blender as well. Yeah, this is definitely kind of a messy applicator. I don't know why she just doesn't put it in like a standard kind of doe foot tube like everyone else, but. Okay, so I just want to show you guys what those look like after one kind of use each, basically. And if I turn them around, I think you can see in the window how far up the like plunger or whatever it's called went. So yeah, not a huge fan of this style, but I think mixing the two did get me as close to my actual shade, because as you saw, there was quite a difference between the two. So using my beauty blender, I'm just gonna go over there. It did have like higher coverage than I thought it might.
Generally you don't get super high coverage with kind of more hydrating formulas.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and powder my under eyes using the Airbrush Flawless Finish in the shade 1. This is, I think, the second one I've had. I know I've gone through at least one. And again, if you saw my last video, I compared this to the Dior Powder No Powder, and the Kosas. So this one does have a pretty like good setting ability and mattifying ability, which I think having a thicker concealer is the way to go. Okay, so this next product I had to actually grab out of my Alex store because I don't really like this, to be honest. This is the Contour Wand in Fair Medium. And again, one of those little sponge tips, but this one, it's like flat and round as opposed to pointed, so it just seems a little bit easier to kind of control the product. And it has kind of an on-off little thing here. So if you have it in the off position, it won't like squeeze out. So that's good, you know, if you want to travel with it or whatever. The problem I have with this, like everyone says how like scary it looks when it first comes out, but it does blend. It just, I don't know, I'll show you guys. On me, I think it looks a bit dirty. I just prefer the Fenty for the most part. Okay, so that is where I normally contour. I think I would actually like her concealer better if it came in this packaging, or even, like I said, just a normal doe foot if that's what she wants to do. I think I'm gonna blend that out using my BK 101 brush. I feel like with this product, I just have to really make sure I blend it because otherwise it's kind of obvious. The Fenty Matchstick is a much cooler tone. I'll swatch that for you in a minute. So I don't know if it's just like my skin tone, like the Fenty works a little bit better. Okay, so I don't know, you can let me know what you think. The Fenty is like a little kind of stick product. So I went over my hand a couple times to kind of build it up. So hopefully you can see the difference there. The Fenty is the cooler toned, and the Charlotte Tilbury has a lot more kind of red in it. And last I checked, I think there are 2 shades in that product. There's the fair medium, and then I think there's a medium dark. So I think I will put some powder on the rest of my face now that I've done the contour. To help things stay matte and to make sure the blush and everything, bronzer, goes on well over top. So speaking of bronzer, I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in the shade 2. I actually did purchase both 1 and 2, but 1 like hardly showed up on me at all. So even if you are like the fairest of the fair, I think I would still recommend getting 2 and then just going with a light hand if necessary. I think the tone of this one is also a bit better. It's a little bit more of like a traditional kind of tan bronzer as opposed to 1, which is a little bit kind of yellowy. So blends out really nicely. I like this one in the summer. The Gucci one is a little bit more kind of cool toned, which I tend to reach for if I just want something a little less bronzed, but still want to kind of give my face some shape and dimension. And I think I'm seeing in my brows that they're not quite staying up like I want them to. Okay. I'm gonna go over them with the Anastasia Brow Gel, the clear, just to make sure. I mean, this stuff is like glue, basically. So I like the color, and I like that, you know, you're not gonna get your brows too goopy or anything. Like some brow gels, like you really have to be careful you don't get too much product. But I do also want my brow hairs to kind of stay in place. Okay, so that is it for the bronzer. Okay, so I decided to grab the Eyes to Mesmerize in Champagne. This has a very kind of whipped texture, as you can see. I feel like I'm really taking a leap here going out in July with products I'm not like totally convinced that they'll last. But just to let you see kind of how this particular shade looks just kind of all over. So that is the Champagne Eyes to Mesmerize, and that is just my bare lid. So if you like just something kind of easy, one and done, it's a nice look. I just find that it does crease on me, but I'm hoping that if I go over it with shadow, that'll stop it from creasing. Okay, time for the palette. I think I'm gonna start with that Desk shade and start blending it into the crease. And I'm going to use the Spectrum B07. That was surprisingly easy. Okay, so next up I'll use the Refer number 23, using that same number 1 in the Desk trio. Go underneath my lower lash line. Okay, and then I'm going to take my MAC 286 brush and go into number 1 in the Date trio. Just build up a little bit more. So far, I'm really impressed. So I do have the Charlotte Darling palette, which I think I actually got for free from Charlotte Tilbury as a gift with purchase. So this is a nice little 6-shade palette. There's like 2 trios, basically. There's a Day Eye and a Date Eye. I might actually take this traveling. I think it's a nice little palette that performs well. So I don't know if this is the same formula. I mean, the pan size and shape is the same. I think the only other pressed shadows I used from Charlotte Tilbury, it was a quad that came out like a while ago. Oh, and like the Stoned Rose Instant Look in a palette. So I haven't tried any of her kind of larger palettes like this. Okay. I'm going to bump it up and go into number 2 in the Date look. But yeah, if you are not already signed up for the Charlotte Tilbury emails and you're interested in those kind of promotions, I would highly recommend signing up for the emails. Sometimes she'll send out like random 10-15% off coupons and stuff like that as well. Okay, so let's try some of these more metallic shades. So I'm going to start off with my Chikuhodo GSN 9 and go into shade 1 in the Day trio. See how this does. And then going into the second shade on the outer third. Just kind of patting over to blend. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my finger to that first shade, just to see if I can kind of pat over it. Build up the intensity. I don't mind doing this with kind of metallic shimmery shades. I like to use a brush first to kind of make sure I get in all the little nooks and crannies in my eye, kind of get the general shape. Like even now, it's hard to get on the inner corner really precisely. And then going into the second shade, just tapping over. All right, so I think that's where I'll leave the eyes, with the exception of eyeliner and mascara. Okay, so this is the Pillow Talk eyeliner. And where's my little angled brush? So I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've tried a Charlotte Tilbury liner before. I think I might have ordered another one that's floating around somewhere, but I don't know if I've actually tried it yet. Why isn't it coming off though? All right, well, we did have a casualty. I wonder if that just fell off somewhere. I think that might be a factor of being kind of jammed in that package, so I don't think that would be an issue if you just ordered it by itself. All right, Charlotte. So I would say this is the creamiest eyeliner I've ever used, depending on your preference. I don't know if this is a different formula than the, is it Rock and Coal? I've heard some people talk about, just as Pillow Talk eyeliner. All right, I'm going to attempt a little baby wing with it, or what does she call it, a feline flick? I'm not really getting much transfer though. It's like a ghost of a feline flick. All right, so I stopped to refill my drink and I forgot to hit record again. I was just saying that part of the fun of makeup is that you can go really bold with like a bold red lip or a bold kind of graphic liner, or you can go really subtle and that can still really be beautiful and have a great impact as well. So lots of fun ways to explore. So I just applied the Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara, which is a tiny little like tubing mascara. So I like to use that on the bottom lashes, one because it's easier to get in there, and also because it's a little bit more transfer resistant. Okay, so I'm going to use the full-size Pillow Talk. I guess I'll try my Refer lash curlers again. I used these yesterday, so I still have an idea of like how they perform. Try to make it so there aren't too many variables. Okay, so from what I understand, all right, so the back doesn't really give you any instructions or anything. It just kind of has all the ingredients. But from what I recall, it's kind of a flat, kind of looks like a cobra head. Like there are two flat sides without any bristles, and then there are bristles on the side, almost like in a subtle kind of diamond shape. So I think what you're kind of supposed to do is take the flat side and get product on your lashes, which is actually not horrible, and then comb through them. And it does say push-up mascara, so it's supposed to kind of give you a good like lifted look to your lashes, which I normally have very straight lashes, so I always curl them, and I usually apply a waterproof mascara. All right, so I zoomed in so you can see the kind of before and after. I think that's pretty. I think it gave me a nice look to the lashes, very kind of curled and fluttery. So I am not an affiliate of Refer, by the way. I've tried a lot of their brushes and this lash curler. I will have a link to this lash curler in the description box, but it's not an affiliate link. I imagine some people are kind of like skeptical of people recommending Refer products, or, you know, you always look to see if they're affiliates or whatever. As you saw, I used their 22 bronzer brush, which is one of my favorites. I'm going to use their blush brush. I used one of their eye brushes. So I do like the lash curler. I think it curls the lashes nicely, and it is currently in, I think, the concept store, which basically is like where they put products at a discount, and you like
buy it and kind of give feedback, then they make any tweaks that they need to. In my experience though, there's a lot of things that go to the concept store that are kind of like their final version, and I don't know that they really tweak them much after that. But I do like it. I would say compared to like my Surratt lash curler, just to spoil my future video a little bit, this feels kind of much heavier and substantial in the hand. This feels a little, I don't know, just not as substantial, like kind of just chintzy almost. Okay, so those are the eyes done. Just to give you a quick look. Okay, so we'll finish off the rest of the face. So we have the blush, which I put back in the package for some reason. So as you saw, it has like an outer ring and an inner ring, so you're kind of supposed to like swish around the, I guess, perimeter, or you know, just all over the cheek, and then pop with that lighter shade. I think some people just kind of go in and just apply it. So, like I said, I have my Refer number 5 brush, and we'll kind of go around and it has a really pretty sheen to it. I think Charlotte Tilbury does face powders really well. Can't think of any offhand that have been like total duds. All right, and then going in again, kind of in the middle, and I like to bring my blush kind of higher, because I think that helps kind of give my face some more structure. I'm not sure if this really does much, to be honest. All right, so I think that's a very pretty shade. Happy to have that. Okay, so next up we have the lip liner. So like I said, I have Pillow Talk 2 Medium, and I purchased Iconic Nude. So we'll go ahead and swatch those. So that is Iconic Nude, that is Pillow Talk, and that is Pillow Talk 2. And I think the shades are meant to be kind of the perfect, I don't know, nude pink for each skin tone, but I actually prefer, I think, the Pillow Talk Medium on me, so that is what I'm going to use today. And since it is a Pillow Talk shade, I think it still, like, you know, meets the brief or whatever. My lips are feeling a tad dry. Okay, so that is the lip liner. Okay, so the lipstick I have Pillow Talk 3 Intense. So I have a mini sample of that. All right, and then this is the Pillow Talk that comes in the kit. So I will swatch the lipsticks with their kind of respective liner, although this is 2, not 3, so that's kind of in between. So there's the Pillow Talk liner, the Pillow Talk lipstick, oops, the Pillow Talk 2 liner, and then the Pillow Talk 3 lipstick. So a lot of Pillow Talk to be had. And I think Sephora now has little mini sets of the liner and the lipstick. And they have it in not only kind of the original Pillow Talk, but they also have like the more intense or deeper versions. So I think I'm gonna stick with the lipstick that came in the kit, just to give you the whole look. I mean, it will be kind of affected by the liner, but this feels like a very 90s lip, doesn't it? All right, so I am going to apply a gloss on top of that. So I'm going to use the Collagen Lip Bath in the shade Peachy Plump. So hopefully this works. I think with the eyes being a little bit on the coppery side, hopefully it'll
will work out. The doe foot, by the way, is like a little tiny heart shape, if you can see that. Huh. Not sure what this smells like. Not a very glossy gloss. I think it does make the lips a little bit more comfortable, but it doesn't feel very goopy. I think it's like a sweet mint. Peppermint is what I'm smelling. It smells like Christmas or something. Yeah, it does have peppermint oil. Okay, that's not my favorite lip ingredient, but there's that. And then last but not least, we have the highlighter. So this is the Beauty Light Wand in Pillow Talk. So this has the same style of packaging as the contour wand. This one, it's a little kind of easier to see how much product is coming up, and you can either just kind of dab it on, or you could apply it to your hand and then dab it. This does, I think, play pretty well on top of powder. You can see I just kind of tap that in. So if you want to use like a powder blush like I did, or, you know, set your face or whatever, I think you're still able to use a product like this. And then the other one I have is Spotlight, which is a little bit more like white gold in color. I think this is still a good shade for my skin tone though. Like on my hand, it looks a bit deeper and pinker. Also looking a little dark there. I think it still works. Okay, so that is the finished look. Let me know what you guys think. So I will have a link to the set and everything down below. They will be affiliate links. I do feel a little bit better about including affiliate links for Nordstrom products because I don't think Nordstrom has cash back through like Retail Me Not or Rakuten, so you might as well use someone's link, right? Like it does put some change back in their pocket, but you're not losing out on your own cash back or anything. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your experience with the Nordstrom sale if you're shopping it this year, and if you're picking up any beauty items or any other must-haves that you see in the sale. Like I said, I will try to film like a try-on haul of clothing items if I ever get them, minus the jeans. But yeah, I hope you guys are all staying very safe and healthy, and I will talk to you soon.